Welcome back. So parties involved in the impasse in Stilfontein involving illegal miners will know the outcome of their court case on Monday. A lobby group, the Society for the Protection of Our Constitution, headed to court, citing that the government was being heavy-handed in its treatment of hundreds of so-called zamas reluctant to return to the surface. This was after law enforcement officials blocked the delivery of vital supplies such as food and water under Operation Vala Umgodi. Newzroom Afrika Zola, Sholwana was in court and filed this report.
Following the clampdown on illegal miners by law enforcement officials, the Society for the Protection of Our Constitution approached the courts to end an operation that has seen scores of miners reluctant to resurface. Over 1,000 have, however, resurfaced amid reports that hundreds more remain underground, dehydrated and weak after police pull a plug on water. This application was triggered by the minister in the presidency's statement that no assistance would be rendered to criminals and they would be smoked out. Earlier this week, the courts intervened and ordered that emergency teams be allowed underground and the miners should be allowed to leave the shaft freely. The Society for the Protection of Our Constitution says if it wasn't for its urgent application, the government wouldn't have provided food and healthcare to the miners.
Had it not been for this application, my lady, the stance of the government would have remained. They would have left those people down there, and we risk the reality that the people underground would have died. It would have been a massacre worse than Marikana, my lady.
Lawyer representing 4 respondents, the police, Department of Mineral Resources and Energy, COGTA, and the Department of Health says the illegal miners know alternative exit points and are not being held hostage.
Those who are down there, it's not that they do not know that they can exit via market shaft. They know, but they chose not to. The reason they choose not to exit is because they are evading arrest.
Bongi Lukele says the applicants have failed to provide evidence that suggests that the zamas were denied their constitutional rights.
Our position in this case is that the applicant has failed to satisfy the requirements of an interdict. In fact, the applicant faces an insurmountable difficulty in its quest for this order, because it is tried that as a matter of law, interdict is a remedy of invasion of rights, whether past or present. And that invasion of rights it has to emanate from facts to say this is what transpired. And in this case, we do not have any affidavit claiming miners to be trapped underground, that their right to life, dignity and health was or is undermined by the respondents.
The human rights group has likened the government's approach to the current deadlock to the Marikana massacre. However, the South African mass movement has rubbished the comparison.
Here we are not talking about workers, we are talking about criminals. And if we go down to that slippery slope of comparing workers' issue to criminal issues, it shows that we are in the wrong track, and then we must wake up. That is totally inaccurate comparison, so it must be rejected.
The magistrate is expected to hand down judgment no later than Monday next week. For Newzroom Afrika on Channel 405, I am Zola Sholwana at the Pretoria High Court.